what's your heritage? Do you have a heritage?
It's hard to have a heritage.
You said it's hard to?
Yeah.
I'm saying so right now, right? If I ask you who created Chinese food, who created tacos, right? When you hear Chinese food, you associate that with a certain group of people? So what's that? That's their culture, right? That's their heritage. Would you go to a Mexican spot for some some orange chicken?
No, you wouldn't.
Where you gonna go?
You're gonna go to Chinatown.
Right. So I'm gonna read this verse again, and I want to see if your spirit resonate with this.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
So we've been stripped of a heritage, like you said. It's hard to have a heritage, right? He said you're gonna discontinue. Mean one time we had a heritage, but now we're gonna discontinue from a heritage. But let's see why.
That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
So he said he's gonna take you away from your heritage. He's gonna cause you to serve your enemies.
In the land which thou knowest not.
So in the land which thou knowest not, right? We're gonna get to that also. Just listen to the key points.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger.
We kindled a what?
A fire in mine anger.
So we made the Most High God mad, right? We kindled a fire in his anger, right? So by us doing that, right, what happened? He took our heritage away from us, right? He said you're gonna go to a land where no man, dwelt, and you're gonna serve what? Your enemies, right? What do we serve our enemies in? Give me that door. What do you serve your enemies for?
If I were to serve my enemies, it would be for protection.
So that's protection, right? That's military, policing, survival, right? Well, what comes with survival? How do you survive in the land of your enemies? What do they have to give you to survive? Okay, you say space. Be more specific, right? Land, right? Food, water, shelter. We killed the fire in the Most High God, right? We basically revoked his commandments. So we made him angry. He took our heritage away from us, right? Put us in captivity, brought us into this land. We serving them in what? Like you said, water, food, shelter, education. Is that a prophecy that we just read?
Sounds like it.
It sounds like it, right? We gonna get even more deeper, right? Are you familiar with Moses?
Yes, a little bit.
A little bit, right? Familiar with the Israelites?
Yeah.
Okay, so Moses delivered the people out of what?
Out of the wilderness.
Out of the wilderness, right?
Yeah.
So read Deuteronomy 1:1. The brother know a little bit. So this is Moses speaking to a certain group of people in Deuteronomy, right? Chapter 1, verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1.
So let's pay attention, right? This all gonna tie in, right? Heritage, everything we spoke about, it's all gonna tie in together.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So these are the words that Moses spake to all Israel, right? So when you look at on the sign right here, this is the words that Moses spake. No, over here, brother. Right here. Moses spake all these words to the children of Israel, right? Them 12 tribes of Israel right there. We make it the 12 tribes of Israel. The so-called black man, the Hispanic, and every man, we make it the 12 tribes of Israel. So this is who Moses is speaking to in the wilderness, right? I go to Deuteronomy 28, get that for me.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So remember in Jeremiah chapter 17, right? He said we made him angry, right? So he gonna do what? Send us to a land to serve our enemies, right? This is Jeremiah is after Deuteronomy, right? So this is Moses speaking to who? The Israelites, right?
The Israelites, yeah.
In where? The wilderness, right?
Yeah.
Read on.
In hunger.
Hunger, right? We gotta serve them in what? Hunger. Chinese food. Little Caesars. Do you know anybody that own a McDonald's?
No.
You know?
What about a China Star? What about a water company? Pepsi, Coca-Cola. We do have a couple of black-owned businesses, right? Once the people we start getting woke, we try to support these black-owned businesses, but they mom and pop shops. After so long, they'll be right here on Grand River Greenfield. Next thing you know, it's shut down. Now they move to the east side. They don't really stay up, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Why is that? Like you said, land of our enemies. You're correct.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger.
In hunger.
And in thirst.
And thirst, that's Coca-Cola, that's Pepsi. If you don't pay your water bill, water is free, man. The Most High God make it rain. gave us an example when he made it rain for 40 days, 40 nights, and flooded the earth. So you know at any given time, the Most High God give us the water that we need. So why we got to pay for that? Because we're in captivity.
That's right.
We serving our enemies. We have kindled a fire against the Most High God.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. What's naked? What that mean? And clothes. No, and nakedness. Clothes,
Right.
shoes. We don't own the textile companies. Kyrie Irving had a shoe. As soon as he spoke against the Jewish man, what happened? They took the shoe away. Right, so we serve our enemies on all things. Kanye West, they let him do so much, but they don't let him really have a hand in his designs. As soon as Adidas dropped him, what happened? They took everything from him. We gonna serve our enemies in one of all things. Read on.
And in one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
What's that say? Read that again.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Listen, all this gonna tie in together, man. He shall put a yoke of iron upon our neck. Remember, we talking about, what's the key point? We talking about our heritage. We kindled a fire against the Most High God. He stripped us of our heritage, right? It said discontinue. We no longer have a heritage.
Right.
He put us in the land of our enemies.
Right.
We still saw them in what? Hunger, thirst, and in one of all things, right? And he, who is that he shall put a yoke of iron upon our neck? Who is that? Our enemies. Be more specific. Who put that yoke of iron on us?
That's right.
Say it again.
White man.
Right, you ain't got to whisper that thing. We're going to say it. The so-called white man, also the Arab man, they all had their hand in chattel slavery against the Israelites. They all had their hand against us. When you read Psalm chapter 83, they all have conspired to speak against the children of Israel and also keep us in the conditions that we in. You see the picture right there? This happened to our forefathers and foremothers, right?
That's right.
So when you read in Deuteronomy, we showing you that our heritage has been took from us. Right? We gonna serve our enemies in hunger, thirst, and in one of all things. And that enemy shall put a what on our neck?
A yoke of iron.
A yoke of iron, right? So what's that called? Brandon, what else? I'm saying, if you was to have a term for that, right? If you was to see a group of people that had yokes of iron up on their neck, what would you call that? What's the modern term for that? Modern day slavery. Thank you. Say it, brother. Slavery. Slavery is the modern day term for that. They're trying to take it out the schools, but no, guess what? The jail system is slavery.
Right.
The education to prison pipeline, that's all slavery.
Right.
The food they give us, everything that we get is a form of slavery. It's to keep us docile. I would even go as far as saying the media, what we watch on TV, all that's a form of slavery.
That's right.
It's all to take us away from our what? Our heritage, brother. Thank you. Our birthright.
That's right.
So that's what we get into right here. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Until he had destroyed thee, right? What's your nationality? Black, right? Read that again.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Brother, so that yoke of iron was upon thy neck until you was destroyed. When you look at these pictures, right? You ever seen the movie Roots?
Yeah.
Right. So when you see, listen, when you came on here, you call yourself Israel, right? They beat that out of you. You no longer say we not Kunta no more. We Kunta now. We no longer Kunta. We Toby. You know what I mean? So they stripped us of our heritage. They beat it out of us. Now you call yourself black. African American, Afro American, you have been stripped of your heritage by the so-called white man, the Arab man, the Chinese man. They have stripped you of all your birthright, your nationality, and now you call yourself black. What you gonna do to change it? That's the question I got for you. How can we change the conditions that we in?
The only way you can change it is through knowledge.
Through knowledge of what? What's knowledge? Knowledge. What's knowledge?
Knowledge is, I think knowledge is truth in action.
Okay, knowledge is truth in action. I'll take that. So, going to Harvard, graduating with a doctorate in physics, is that knowledge?
That's not knowledge.
Going to Spelman, graduating top of your class with an MBD, whatever you want to call it, is that knowledge?
No, because no, knowledge is applied.
Knowledge is applied, right? Let's see what the Bible says.
Malachi chapter 2, verse 7.
What's the topic we talking about? What we talking about right now?
Knowledge.
Knowledge, right? So now let's use the words of God. Most of our God gonna tell us what knowledge is.
Okay, for sure.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So the priest's lips, right? So your pastors, the man that you see out here pushing the gospel, they should keep knowledge, right? Read.
And they should seek the law.
So this is what you should be seeking from the man, right? When you seeking knowledge, you should be seeking what?
The law.
The law
The law.
at his mouth.
So knowledge is when you are here, you teaching the Most High God laws. You teaching laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what knowledge is. When you see man, like you said earlier, knowledge is a way of, it's an act, it's an action behind that, right? So we are here keeping the commandments of God. We teaching the commandments of God. So a man lacking knowledge when he not out here keeping the commandments. So knowledge is keeping the laws of God. That's what knowledge is. So when we want to get back to our heritage, we got to see what? The knowledge of God, right? So the curses was put upon us. These curses right here was put upon us for what? Not seeking knowledge and kindling the fire in the Most High God, right? Read Deuteronomy 28:15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So shall come to pass is a meaning like a future, right? This is going to happen to you in the future, right? Remember Moses speaking to who?
Israelites.
The Israelites. Where at? In the wilderness. Correct.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
Sister, what's your name, sis? Sis, what's your name? Angie, hi, that's my auntie name. Angie, come on, step up. Come on, don't be shy, Angie. We ain't gonna bite. Listen, we young men out here trying to wake our people up.
That's right.
You ain't seeing no other nation, no other group of people doing what we doing right now.
Right.
We out here speaking the words of God, using the Bible, trying to bring our people woke, trying to wake our people up. So Angie, we going over the curses in Deuteronomy, right? Do you feel like we a cursed people? You don't feel like we cursed? Why you say you're not cursed?
Because I'm just saying I'm not cursed. I don't have a curse on me or anything.
Okay, let's read. Do you believe in the Bible?
Yes, I do.
Okay, listen, read this again. Deuteronomy 28:15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So this is Moses speaking to the Israelites. He said, this shall come to pass, right? So this shall come to pass, Angie.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If Angie don't listen to the Most High God, read.
To observe to do all his commandments.
If you don't keep his commandments, Angie, read.
And his statutes.
And his statute.
Which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he said if you don't listen to God, you're going to be cursed. But Angie, you saying you're not cursed. You still feel that way? Give me Deuteronomy 28:68. Are you familiar with slavery?
Yeah.
So how did we get over here?
Our people fought for us.
No, I'm saying, how did we get to this land?
How do we land?
Look at this picture right here.
Oh, y'all got me out here, bad. All my kids in the car. Here we go.
How did we get over here? We got over here on slave ships.
I'm about to sell the ship.
On ships, right?
Yeah.
The slave trade, right?
Yeah.
Would you call that a curse?
Yeah.
Right. So, but you said earlier you're not cursed. Is that in the Bible? Is this prophesied to happen to us in the Bible?
Yeah, from y'all reading it, yeah.
Read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt is synonymous with bondage. I know you're trying to get out of here, Angie, but I'm going to make it quick. Egypt is synonymous with bondage, right? So the Lord shall bring you into bondage
again with ships.
With ships, Angie. Remember, he said if you don't listen to my laws, statutes, and commandments, what's going to happen? You're going to be cursed. We was cursed. We was those people born on slave ships. But that ain't enough, read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Just like how I'm speaking to you is how it's going to happen. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
We shall see our homeland no more again. What's our homeland? No, what's our homeland? Where we come from? I'm saying our homeland is where is where our birthright was, right? Where we was born and everything like that. That's your homeland, right? Read.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But
Jerusalem is our homeland, Angie. Read.
which is above is free, which is the mother of us all.
So that's the motherland, Jerusalem.
That's right.
Which is, you can say, is part of Africa. People like to think it's not part of Africa. They built the Suez Canal and they separated. But it is in Africa. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and finish that out.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
He said you're going to be sold unto your enemies. For what?
For bondmen
For slave men
and bondwomen.
and slave women. Did that happen to your ancestors?
It did.
So would that make you cursed?
That's right.
So you are cursed. Why are we cursed? For breaking God's commandments. So
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.